How's it going? Welcome back to the channel, YouTubers. I'm actually out here in my studio getting some stuff together, getting some stuff ready to make some videos. And I just started making some cuts on a board and I was like, man, this is perfect. So I just wanted to share this real quick. This won't be a really long live stream or anything like that, but it was too good not to share, okay? Let me go ahead and get this thing turned around here and see what's going on. So let's see here. Actually, I'm going to do this right here. So right here, this is the tool I'm using right here. I bought this specifically for making board replacements. It's so messy inside of a customer's house. Whenever you use your typical skill saw and stuff like that, you have to cut out a board to replace it. How's it going? You always create such a mess, so much sawdust, the air's filled with dust and everything like that. If people are living in the home, they got furniture and all of that stuff, it's an issue, okay? I do not like doing that in a customer's home. Usually if you're doing it, you'll try to block off just that one room and maybe cover stuff with plastic and stuff like that. You're gonna spend 30 or 45 minutes getting ready to make some cuts if you don't want to dust up your customer's home, their furniture and all that stuff. So I always hated doing that. So I've been looking for a little while, something that I could use to replace some boards without causing a huge mess. I found this little guy right here on Amazon and I ordered it the other day. It comes with a little, looky right here. So this comes with a little dust shroud and everything like that. That goes right there to it, okay? So that makes it really nice. And it's a 4 3/8. Actually, this is 4.5. This is a 4.5 inch saw blade that goes on it. This didn't come with it, by the way. I bought the Diablo blade separate. But the smaller the saw, the less mess you're gonna make, okay? And with this port right here, actually sucking out from the saw blade area itself, a lot of times, if you'll notice whenever you're cutting, and you notice it usually whenever you're trying not to make a to-do cut. My underarm, awesome. These things this is super nice actually. Just the first time I've used it, so really impressed with it. Most of your sawdust will come out of here. So if you have, I've seen the dust ports where they will hook up back here or something like that. And most of your sawdust is going to come out right here, shoot out the side where your blade is like that. So to have this suck right here, this dust port suck right out of here is going to be really good. It works really good and stuff like that. I actually just made one cut with this right here and I was like, boom, that's awesome. There ain't even no sawdust on the floor where I just done that, okay? So obviously I had to get me a little adapter right here. If you've got dust collection, you were gonna just have all kinds of fittings and stuff like that so that you can hook up anything you need to. So I'm gonna hook this to my thing right here. I've got my, glad to see everyone, brace your arm. Oh yeah, I'm glad. It's still a little jacked up, but I honestly don't think it's gonna get any better than what it is right now. So I just have to deal with it. I'm not having another surgery on it. But anyway, I'm gonna hook my vacuum up to it, make a couple cuts right here, show you guys. I'll cut on some vinyl plank. Now, usually whenever you will make a cut in inside someone's home, sawdust will go 8, 9, 10, 11 feet away. If you look back over here in the corner where you've cut, you're gonna see sawdust. The stuff just goes everywhere, okay? So it makes a huge mess. This has a really good dust collection on it. It don't make much of a mess. Now, it does make a little bit. I cut through one of these tiles right here. Just a few minutes ago, I made 2 rips on it just to check. And it did make a little bit of a mess, but the mess stayed contained right here within like 1.5 feet or so. So, a lot better to have a mess right here where you're working instead of the whole room, okay? The air did not get filled up with dust or anything like that. So the only thing I probably don't like about this tool is this guard right here is a plastic guard. And whenever you set it down, when you set the saw down, it sets right on that guard right there. So I kind of think, I don't know, I'll probably be laying it over on its side or something like that when I'm using it, because I don't want to be setting it on that little plastic dust guard, right? I mean, a blade guard, and it get broke. So that is the only downside I've seen to this saw. I've got the bigger battery on it, and I was wondering about that because this battery adds a lot of weight to stuff, but it actually balances this saw out pretty good. It feels pretty good. The balance of this saw, it's not pulling down real hard like this right here or anything like that. The weight of this battery actually kind of balances it out pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than having one of the small batteries on it. Guess I'm not the only one installing floors on Saturday. I'm actually here at my house. Is that a mini circular saw? Yes, it is. This has got a 4.5-inch blade on it, and that's exactly what it is. It's a mini circular saw, and watch. So it's not terribly loud or anything like that. Plus the little safety on it right here, if you can get right there, is super easy. Only thing you do is just push down with your thumb. I really like that. Real nice and easy to use. You don't have to push a button in or anything. It's right here by your thumb. You just push down and go with it, okay? Push down and go. Really easy to use this saw. They did a really good thing on designing it. Now they got this handle right here for, I guess, just to make it look tough and beefy, but this is, from what I've used it here, just making a few cuts, it's definitely a one-handed saw. It's super, super easy to use, okay? It's going to get just a little loud here, okay? I'm going to take and turn my vacuum on right here behind me. Let's see here. So I'm using the IQ right there. I'm going to turn that vacuum on right here behind me. Make me a couple of cuts right here on, let's see. Well, let me just do this. Hang on, sorry, I got this thing all turned around here. I'm gonna make me a couple of cuts right here on this, and we're gonna see how big of a mess it makes and how much it dusts the air and how much cleanup there's gonna be. Again, like I said, the reason I got this saw was strictly for board replacements, okay? So that's what I've got it for. That's what I want to use it for, is to keep the customer's house as clean as possible while I'm working, okay? Let's go ahead and get this thing set up and turned around. I'll put the camera right over there in front of it. I've already got my blade depth set to where it's going to do good without cutting up. It'll scar my floor, but that's about it. It's not going to cut into the floor. So we're going to make a couple cuts on this and see how big of a mess it makes. Again, it's going to be just a little loud. We're going to turn my vacuum on, okay? But let's get to it, okay? This has been a long time coming for me right here because I've always hated making a mess in the customer's house. So really happy to find this tool. There I am setting it. Oh, I thought it was actually set on that, but it wasn't. Okay, gonna get loud, y'all. Okay, so right off the bat, I noticed most of the sawdust, most of the mess came as soon as I stuck it in and started cutting. As soon as it was plunging into it, that's when the mess came. And that most everything else is pretty clean. So looky here. So again, there is a mess right here where I'm working, but that is about it. Okay, let's look right here. You can see some sawdust on the floor and about right there, okay? So once again, let me stand up and give you some perspective right here of how it is. So right here is where the sawdust stops. Right here, just a few inches to the side, not even a foot, there is literally none right behind it. It basically, and there's actually none over here on this side. So the only mess just went, looky right here. I still see small small amount right here. This right here is about it as far as it went. So we are looking, I can grab my tape measure and show you guys. We're looking at about 1.5 feet in front of my cut is as far as it made it. Looky right here. Now make a cut without the vac. Okay, that's a good idea. I haven't even done that. Okay, so it's actually, it's right at 1.5 feet. So right here is like the last of the little shavings. We're looking at about 20 inches. So little over a foot. And that's a great idea. I'll definitely make a cut without the vac. Let me dust this off here. Okay. Actually, I better, since I just fanned that, I better, oops. I just dropped this down and I'm sure I spreaded that around. So I'm gonna take, I gotta be real gentle with that because I got a broken leg on my gimbal. I'm gonna set this over here so I'm not accusing it of doing something that it's not done, because I just dropped that down and I'm sure it fanned that sawdust. Okay, so somebody said make a cut without the vac. That's a great idea. So here we go. I haven't done it yet. Okay, so obviously without the vac, it shot it out the port, which is cool, but we are covering about probably still, even without the vacuum, probably about a 5-foot circumference is where the dust is, okay? Let me get this turned around right here and I'll show you exactly. So obviously everything come out to this side again where the dust port was. Right up here is as far as it traveled right here. So let's take a look at that. And then backwards, it did come out backwards just a little bit. We're looking at about, yeah, right here is some. So about right here, there's about a foot behind it. Probably about 2.5 foot in front of it, maybe 3 foot. So let me get my tape measure going here. Okay, so right here, yeah, we're looking at about 32 inches frontwards. You can see over here, there's the board. That still is not too bad. That's still not bad at all for not even having a vacuum on it. So that's definitely super clean for cutting inside. Even without a vacuum, it's super clean. And that thing will definitely easily cut through this 2x4 right here. That's actually what I made a cut on a while ago. So it will obviously cut through this plywood right here. If you had to do a small repair, how many times have you went to do a carpet job, there's a rotted spot under the window or something like that. You're like, dadgummit, and you gotta make a huge mess all over the house just to fix a little 9 inches by 3 feet long to take care of that right there by the window. You make a huge mess. This is gonna save you from making that huge mess, and it's really efficient. It's really nice. You don't gotta go get a bunch of stuff out. Really clean to work with. This is the purpose of buying that, to keep it clean. So I just wanted to show you guys this. This saw cost about 139 bucks, 179 bucks for 2 of them batteries right there, $14 per Diablo blade for that. And it has a 3/8 arbor on this, just so you know, okay? Also, it cuts closer to the wall. You are exactly right. That's got a pretty tight cut. I didn't even think about that. I want to take a measurement on that right now. That's a good point right there. Usually whenever I am making a cut up against the wall, I will use my vibrating saw, my oscillating tool, whatever you want to call it. That way I can get flush to the wall. But this right here is about 1 1/8 inches, okay? So that is pretty good right there, getting 1 1/8 inches to the wall. And again, it's just so much less mess with this right here, okay? I'm gonna rip through this 2x4 real quick, just to show you guys that it has plenty of power. I ain't gonna hook the vacuum up just because I don't want to make a huge mess. I mean, I don't want it to be really loud in here. So somebody just had a message retracted. It must have been some filthy language or something on there. I don't allow that on the channel. So any bad language will not be shown on the channel, okay? If you had a comment that you want to show, do not have bad language in it or else it won't show, okay? So here we go. Let's cut through this. Okay, buzzed right through it. This time, a lot of the sawdust did come over sideways. I don't know, maybe because it was a thicker cut and it was coming out right here. This is typically where the sawdust is going to come out of a regular saw, is out this side right here. When I cut the LVT a while ago, it actually shot out right here. This time it come right through that. So it's got a really good brake on it, stops nice and fast, no fear of setting it down, it cutting somebody's foot, running across the floor or anything like that, or just sitting there idling for a second. Got a really good brake, watch this, and it's done. Really good brake on it, cuts nice, plenty of power, good balance on it, definitely a nice one-handed saw, okay? And again, the purpose of this saw is to keep it clean in the customer's house when you're doing board replacements or anything like that, okay? So, there you go. This is the best that I've seen, best I've found thus far for keeping it nice and clean in the customer's house, okay? Like I said, this is gonna be a short video. I'm actually in the middle of building some stuff to do some more videos. I'm not going, no hints whatsoever. I got some videos coming up here, like I'm getting ready to, I'm putting some temporary walls and stuff like that right here just to do a video. You guys might be shocked. I might get some hate on that video. That's okay. What I've come across, I really like it. I know there's a lot of crap about it. A lot of people don't like it, but it's a good tool to help some people out. A lot of people will get help from it and use out of it. So I'll take a little bit of rant to help a few people out. Anyway, I'll leave links to these tools right here, what I've used here. I'll leave links to the tools on the video if you guys want to get them or anything like that. So I just wanted to share this. Hopefully it will help someone out. Again, super clean to use in someone's house. That was the purpose. Thanks again for tuning in. FBSB's out.